Go ahead, Dave.
So we were given Bristol to do some secondary research on, and these are all of our findings. So the main 4 types of social media used are Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. And one of the statistics we found being that Facebook has over 30 million active UK users. Then the main competitor that Birmingham Updates would have if they did expand to Bristol would be Bristol 24/7, and their biggest following is on Twitter, where they have 83,011 followers. So if Birmingham Updates was to expand to Bristol, this would be the platform that they could use. Then when comparing the 2 cities and their different news platforms, we find that they actually are very similar. So Birmingham has the Birmingham Post, Bristol Post, and they both have a Birmingham Live and a Bristol Live, along with the main ones such as BBC News, ITV News and The Independent. So if they were to expand to Bristol, then they would find that they were doing very similar things.
So we had to learn about the citizens of Bristol and what type of communities they live in, so we know what type of people we're targeting. And 16,000 children are living in poverty, as well as the housing is 1,900,000 homes in Bristol, so most people live in stable homes. These people are educated, and there are 48.5 people qualified at a degree level or above. But obviously not everyone fits this category, so we need to make sure that Bristol Updates is accessed at a public source so everyone can find out the news.
So we found that there are plenty of tourists and attractions in Bristol. Similarly to Birmingham, they have the Hippodrome and a large shopping centre which is Cabot Circus. They have a large number of park areas where children can play and events can be held. There are plenty of interactive activity centres for children, so obviously parents would benefit from a news platform so they can find out things to do with their children, meaning there would be a variety of things to cover if we were to move to Bristol. Now the second half of the team will present the rest of our findings.
And here's about transportation. Bristol is a city with well-developed transport system. Nearly 10 national highways run through that city. It's very convenient for people to take buses. Bristol has over 15 bus and coach service operating in the city, and the main rail station in Bristol are Bristol Temple Meads near the city centre and Bristol Parkway in the north of that city. And there are many other special transport like Metro West and Light Rail. And here we are.
And according to Bristol government official website, there are around 400,000 people living in Bristol, and the average age in Bristol is 33. They speak mainly English, but followed by Polish and Somali. And most dominant age range is between 24 until 49 years old.
From research in politics, we found out that the majority of people in Bristol voted for Labour. We also found out that the overall Bristol voted to remain in the EU. Over 75% of people took part in the vote, and so we can assume that Bristol is a place that is politically aware and interested in government. So for Birmingham Updates, if they were to expand into Bristol, would already have an audience there to report on anything political. Right now I'll pass you on to Eric.
Lastly, I would like to talk about some trends that we have found and data that we have found about Bristol. From just 2001 to 2016, the population has risen about 17%, and the populations are estimated to rise around 5,400,000 in 2039. This constant growth of population suggests that more and more people will be keeping up with the news. Second, I would like to emphasize on the current population of Bristol by age group. From this stacked bar graph, we can conclude that up to 62% of Bristol's total populations are between the age of 0 to 44. And lastly, we can conclude from this last bar graph that people between the age of 18 to 44 utilize online services such as social media as the main source of news. This information supports our method of using online media as our main source of communication and operation between our customers. In order to gain the most market share, we would be using online services for news. Thank you for your time.